watched the show, he had an idea, and it was enough, the show was enough to give him a tipping point to go ahead with his idea. Bill, tell us about your idea and what you did and how you did it and all the trials and tribulations.
All right, well, it's interesting. I'm glad you asked that, because I never would have had written this book or been inspired if I hadn't have watched your show unintentionally, I have to say, but as one afternoon or one evening flipping through the channels and seeing your face up there saying, I know you can do it, I know you can do it, over and over and over. And this was in January and February, and you were talking about internet marketing. Well, I didn't know anything about internet marketing, but for some reason what you said kept inspiring me over and over and over. And I'd had for many years bits and pieces of some data in a manila folder that I was going to give to my kids when they got grown. They're grown now, but to teach them how to invest in the stock market. Okay, now your history is what? What did you do to develop all it? Did you work in the brokerage industry? Well, I worked for a little over 20 years. I was a stockbroker, and I left the industry in 1991, 91 I think it was, and pursued another dream that everybody always has. Everybody that I've known always wanted to own their own business at one point in time, and so I pursued that dream. I owned my own business, was successful, sold out, and then I continued investing my own money and talking to people and keeping up with the market ideas throughout the years. And for the last several years, I've just been what's considered just a trader, a stock day trader. And then I developed a unique system or something a little over 2 years ago. And today I've got the best business, or the best way to make a living, I think, in the world is I'm an entrepreneur in the investment community, and nobody can tell me what to do or how to do it or anything. I do it, but I make a living trading in the first 60 minutes a day, every single day. There's average 22 days a month, so I work 22 days a month, and I make a living. Okay, now I hope everyone heard that. He took his dream. Your dream may not be the same as his dream, but he took his dream, and he now works an hour a day, 22 days a month, and makes a living, 1 hour a day. And you took what was interesting. He told me he wrote a book, and he wrote this book so that his children could learn how to do this. That's correct. So you had done all of this, and you said, I can follow my ideal and my idea and do this. And so what made you write a book like this? You just wanted to give back to your children or the world, or what? How did that occur? Well, again, it's going back to, I wanted to these ideas was not a book initially, and when I was talking to you, or not talking to you, but seeing you on TV, and I felt like you were right there, I could reach out and touch you. Every night you were on TV. And you kept saying, and this kept sticking in my mind, I know you can do it, I know you can do it. And you were talking about being a success, writing a book, writing about something that you know about, whether you do a video, a song, a poem, or book, or whatever. So a few days after that, I was driving in my car, and I'm thinking again, and all of a sudden Dr. George Flynn's picture gets in my mind, and I'm thinking again, write this book, write this book. So I put my thoughts down for my kids, and I was going to write a book and take them out of a manila folder and put them in some type of a format. And then in doing that over the course of several weeks, or actually several months, friends, relatives, neighbors, and people that I've acquaintances says, I'd like a copy of that book. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, well, I'm not sure anybody would find this interesting at all. Well, interesting to be able to work an hour a day and make your living. I mean, and by the way, let's show the book. The book is entitled First 60 Minutes of Trading, Fast Money Trading by Bill Brents. And, you know, I've got to hand it, he's got a physical book here. He's got a book. This was your idea. You followed through. You persisted. And you did it. And just like, you know, you just needed a little encouragement. And so many people just need a little encouragement. And it's a brilliant idea. I've read the book, and trust me, it's a great book. Most people think of day trading like going down to Tunica and working on the slot machines, but you've developed it into a business
rather than gambling. And that's the key to it. And I want you to go ahead and explain some of that.
Right. Well, the key that I learned, and I've been investing for 38 years, so I thought that I could at least give something back to my kids, and then really the people that wanted to know, get in the minds of a broker or a day trader or something. So I developed a plan by accident, purely. A little over 2 years ago, I was day trading. And day trading it could last from hours or days or weeks actually. And my neighbor would always ask me, "How'd you do today?" And I said, "Well, I did good. I made a little, I lost a little, but every day or so." And I told him, I said, "I'm almost to the point that I've gotten this figured out that I can trade for 60 minutes, and that's it." Well, he didn't believe me. Well, it came to be that in January of '07, I started this officially, if you want to say this, and I've got it documented, and I only trade an hour a day. But trading is, to take the risk out of it, is you have to treat it like a business. So I had written a business plan, and I've got in my book, I tell you what there is. There's 13 little steps that I tell you that I do, and you can do. You have to develop your own plan, but you can follow what I'm doing. But you develop these 13 steps or a business plan. And if you'll follow your business plan, you're not gambling. Where you're going to gamble is when you stop following your business plan. So that's very basic that you have to understand.
And you say stick with your business plan, even though you say, "Oh, I work 60 minutes. Maybe if I work another half hour, I can." Part of the business plan is cut your time off. You can only work 60 minutes. That's it.
Right. But I took it that I didn't want to work all day. I didn't want to work from 8:30 in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's the time that the stock market is open, and then work another 4 to 6 hours before or after that gathering data and information. And I have got this down so well that I can literally in 15 minutes before I do this, in 15 minutes before the market opens, I've done all the homework I'm going to do. And I'll make my decision usually within 1 to 2 minutes after the market opens what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. Oftentimes, I'm out of the market, made money or lost money. I've made money most of the time. I'm out within really a half an hour. But I'll sit there for a few more minutes and I'll either bite myself or hit myself, say, "Oh, I should have stayed a few minutes longer," but then I realize I'm not following my plan.
Right.
And so I stick to my plan. And the days that I don't stick to my plan, that I'll get distracted for something or another, I call it noise, I don't do well. So I try to, and I tell people in the book, you stay concentrated for 60 minutes. And that seems easy. That's very difficult to stay that level of concentration, because you have to be extremely disciplined. Very, very, very disciplined. So
do not do this if you're not disciplined. It reminds me of that story Kimmons Wilson used to tell me. He only wanted his people to work half a day. He didn't care if it was the first 12 hours or the second 12 hours.
Right.
But you only want people to work 60 minutes. 60 minutes, that's it. I don't care if you're in the middle of a sentence, you stop at 60 minutes and that's over. But that 60 minutes, you can't be surfing the web, you can't be doing anything. You must be focused and concentrated that time. Now, as they say, your results may vary. The sum assembly required, batteries not included, all of that. What has your results been on this type of trading?
Well, I talk about it in the book, but actually, I don't have a website, but I have Twitter that people follow me, and I've got a small following of people on Twitter and on Facebook, and I post my trade and my results as it's happening on Twitter every day. So I may have 10 or 20 tweets on Twitter every day, but you can actually see what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, if I made money, lost money, if I put my stops, what I actually have done. And then weekly I post it on my blog page, my results for year to date, that day, that week, any kind of numbers, statistical numbers that you want to see. I've got it posted for anybody to see or view. And my goal is literally 1% a day on my investable money. And
1% a day. Now, what does that work out to be? People say 1%. What is that?
To day trade in the United States, to day trade meaning that you can buy and sell today, and again buy and sell tomorrow. You don't have to wait till what's called settlement date. You have to have a minimum of $25,000 account. You can have more, but that's the minimum. So, and I just use a $25,000 account, and I keep it at that level. And 1% of that is $250 a day.
Okay.
And if you take $250 a day times 22 days, which is the average trading days in a month, that's going to be $5,500 in a month's time.
For an hour a day.
For an hour a day.
Yeah.
And if that's too much work for somebody, they let them find another job.
Yeah, right.
But that's what I do, and I've got a better than a 70%. Well, actually a lot better than that right now, but the last time I ran it was 2 months ago, was a 70% success rate on trading that a day. When I say success rate, that means profitable trades. For example, today, I didn't make my goal of at least $250. I only made $160.
Right.
Okay. Yesterday,
does that count as a successful day then?
That was not a successful
day. So you
day.
didn't make your 1%.
That's correct.
That means you lost money.
No.
That means you didn't make your attainable goal.
My attainable goal of at least $250 a day. So even though I made money, I didn't feel I was a success. So if you ask me the question, did I make money? Yes. Did I feel successful? No, because I didn't attain my goal. And I make a living doing this. Now, the day before, I made over $400 a day that day, in fact, Monday. And I was very successful. I was very happy. But at the end of the week, I add it all up. I need to have more than that $1,250 at the end of the week, or I don't feel successful. That's all that I do.
Okay.
And so I don't try to wait.
Yeah, you stay at that 60 minutes. Losing, winning, whatever, you cut your losses or cut your gains, and then you stick with it, and you're very disciplined about this.
Right.
And anyone that can't be disciplined, or if you go down to Tunica and can't leave when you're ahead, you need to not do this.
Yeah, you shouldn't do this at all. I wouldn't recommend this to anybody. But people that have tried day trading, investing and day trading are two different things to do. But the people that are successful in day trading, and I will say that the SEC says in their disclaimer form, and when you go on their webpage, that 90 to 97% of the people are not successful in day trading.
Right. And so you're one of those 3%.
I'm one of those very, very small percentage of people.
And people can follow you on Twitter.
That's right.
And I understand some people follow you on Twitter and just do exactly what you do. How many minutes behind are you on Twitter, and do those minutes count?
Well, the minutes count, but it's not minutes we're talking about. We're talking about seconds. And often, as soon as I'll make the trade or get ready to post a trade, I'm done the trade right then. I use 2 computers to do this. I couldn't rely on one computer being too slow to flip the button to go to something else. But there's enough time usually, not always, because what I'm trying to do is teach people how to do it. Now, people can follow me, but the people can see what I've done, and they usually can sit there and hit if they have their system set up, make the trade themselves almost the same time or simultaneous as I'm doing.
Okay.
But my point is not that. My point is to teach these people how to do what I call fast money trading. And I mean, it's really, really fast. When you're going to buy or sell something in a matter of seconds or milliseconds, you have to have your system set up. You can't have any noise. You can't have any outside.
It may be 60 minutes, but it's 60 intense minutes.
Very intense.
It's like the show 24. If you watch 24, you better be ready to watch that show, because that thing is very intense, and there's no drinking coffee, and you're working full time. We're going to put up your information on the screen, so anyone that wants to follow you on Twitter or reach you and discuss this method and how to do it and discuss your book with you. But I just am very proud of you to come up with a book, with a physical product that you had an idea about, and you learned about it, and you knew you could do it, and helped you do it. I'm very pleased for you that you've done this.
Well, I'm more pleased, and thank you, than I am for writing my book or having my daughter, my mother-in-law, my wife would proofread it, and my friends, anything, because really without me that one night in late January or early February, sitting there and flipping through the channel and seeing your face up there, giving me that little bit of hope or that little bit inspiration, and I wasn't looking for that, but it just hit me just right, saying, I know I can do that. Well, I know somebody has got faith in me.
Yeah, and that's what we want to get across to everyone. We have faith in you. You can do it. And Bill says he's done it. And if you want to contact him,